Ramtha says. That's what this episode's going to be called.
Ramtha says?
Ramtha says.
Ramtha says, Mothman's my friend.
Yes. Ramtha says.
Ramtha says.
Did I just Ramtha
Oriental flavor only?
Oriental flavor only.
Oh, wait, no. It would be more like, beware the Oriental flavor.
Beware.
When you doomsday prep, make sure there's no Oriental flavor
Beef
ramen.
and chicken only.
Beef and chicken only.
Don't get crazy.
Yeah, let's get into it because
let's just get into it.
This is a good one. Okay. So
who are you?
Oh, I'm Jenna.
And I'm Jess.
Welcome to the Cultural Zeitgeist.
The Cultural
A place where we
Zeitgeist.
discuss things that are happening within the culture that are cult and wellness related.
Yes.
Today we are going to be talking about Jay-Z Knight, affectionately known as Ramtha or the Wizard of Yelm.
Hold on, we have a wizard?
A wizard of Yelm.
A wizard of Yelm. I feel like I have so many questions already.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you a hint. So her name is Jay-Z Knight. Her first name is Judy. What do you think the Z stands for?
Zeitgeist, obviously. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Judy... Z is so Zorro. I don't know. It's so random. No, it's not Zorro.
No.
Oh my God, that was like really good though. I thought, okay. Judy Z. Z stands for Z-Lot. Z-Lot.
No. It's...
I went full Blackalicious on that.
Judy Zebra Knight.
You fucking shut up.
Judy
Is that
Zebra
her real
Knight.
name?
Well, Judy's her real
parents
name.
went full zebra on her?
No, she didn't.
Oh.
They did not. This is what she changed her name to.
Oh my God. Okay.
So Jay-Z was born Judith Darlene Hampton on March 16th, 1946 in Roswell, New Mexico.
Oh, okay.
This is a little more than a year before the famous Roswell incident. And for these purposes, we'll refer to the Roswell incident being a conspiracy theory in which it is believed that a UFO crash landed near the Alamogordo airfield and was subject to a large government cover-up. This will come into play later. But what we know about Jay-Z's life was from like her speeches and her books and what she said in interviews, which is unfortunate because like we don't have any outside information about her life, just what she says happened.
Oh, so it has to be true.
So just take that with a grain of salt.
Certainly.
She claims she was born into extreme... Actually, no, this is true. She was born into extreme poverty.
Oh.
Her mother left home at 13, got pregnant, and married an older, abusive man who, when they divorced, his family took their kids from her so that they could provide a better life. They were like, we're well off, you're not. And she was like, if you can give them a better life, take them.
Aww.
Which is a bummer.
Yeah.
She then became a migrant worker picking cotton in Texas and met Jay-Z's father. He was also a fellow migrant worker who was apparently a little bit good looking.
Oh, hey,
and they married, had a bunch of kids, hitchhiked to New Mexico, but he was also kind of a motherfucker and was always drinking and blowing their money and was also abusive. She recalls working the field with her mother, which was common at the time in rural areas. And apparently her mom would just like throw her in a sling and just like keep going.
Oh my God. That is really hard.
I know.
It's really hard.
Especially like this would be like what, like 40s, 50s?
Yeah.
Which is gotta be tough back then. So
they weren't wearing ergos back then. My God.
I know. Can you imagine?
No.
No soul. What are those? The wrap baby Solly wraps?
Yeah, none of that shit. None of that ergonomically correct type shit.
No, it was straight some cloth, linen.
It was a
flaxseed.
Yeah,
potato sack,
hemp.
Ooh,
no
itchy.
give.
So something I don't believe is true is that she also claims that when she was young, a Yaqui woman, which is like the indigenous tribe to New Mexico.
Oh, okay.
So a Yaqui woman told her mother that when she grew up, Judy would have the power to see what no one else could.
Ooh.
So it's like a prophecy. I don't believe this happened. I think that she's setting up. I'll talk about it a little bit later if I remember. It's a retroactive seed planting.
She was like 100 years old and was like, when I was this age, this is what happened. Okay.
So Jay-Z claims, and this is a trigger warning for sexual assault of a minor, but she claims when she was 4, she was brutally raped by her uncle. And apparently she had difficulty wetting herself because she's 4.
Yeah.
And one day she'd gone inside to change her undies after an accident because she didn't want anyone to know. So she like sneaks back into her house where her uncle was. That is when the assault took place.
Him.
And she goes outside, tells her mom, but uncle has fled the house. And because she had a lot of issues with incontinence, she was like, Mom, no, look. But it was like rashy, like because she was always having accidents. It was always kind of rashy and inflamed. So her mom didn't see anything
4 years
different.
Old, though.
Okay, here's why I'm like, what the fuck? Because why would a 4-year-old be like, look down there?
Yeah.
Because like a 4-year-old doesn't have any context.
Why are they like, no, absolutely not. Like a 4-year-old is like, hey, this happened. You have to believe that it's true. Like
they thought that she was like trying to cover up her like wetting herself.
With sexual
rape.
assault? You
Yes.
fucking have to be kidding me. There are many, like, she could have just changed her clothes, got rid of them, and put on new ones and moved on with her day. That's
like, why make up a story?
That's how
like
a 4-year-old would do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A 4-year-old's not like, hey, my uncle was just dirty McNasty.
Yeah.
Look, it hurts. Or look, you know, whatever. And for them not to, like, immediately believe her is disgusting.
It's pretty gross. I do believe that happened.
Yeah. There's no
Unlike the
reason not
Yaqui
to.
woman. Yeah, I do believe. She does recount it in, like, such vivid detail, like, later on when she's writing, that it's, like, you know, like, I do believe it happened.
And honestly, if anybody is going to say that has happened, I believe them.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think anyone is, like...
No.
Lying about that shit.
No. It's super stuff. By the way, Nana is drinking, what is it?
Rosé.
Wild.
My mom left it at Thanksgiving. It's gross.
Thanks, Cindy.
It's Cameron Diaz's wine, so it's supposed to be healthy.
It's supposed to be like cleaner wine, like no hangover wine.
We'll see tomorrow.
We'll see.
Well, I mean, I guess it's only one glass. Maybe
You'll be fine.
Maybe you're like, oh, I can't drink more than one glass because it's a little.
Oh.
So.
Does it?
Maybe that's why it prevents a hangover.
It's all, yeah, okay, I see it. I see it.
I don't know. So Jay-Z's mom divorced her father and remarried for security. Her station in life improved, but she really had to rely on her people skills in school to find acceptance with her peers. And she said that it wasn't until she was like at this like nicer school that she ever realized that she was, quote, poor white trash.
Oh, that sucks.
And it wasn't until she turned 13 and became beautiful, this is what she says, that she felt like she had any value.
That fucking sucks. It just goes to show, like, whether, I don't know, whether or not this is true. Because sometimes, like, people will say things, you know, whatever. I believe it, but whatever.
I do believe this is true.
Yeah, but I feel like for people not to feel worth until they look a certain way or are responded to by others in a certain way, that fucking sucks.
Yeah. I think that she's had definitely a hard life, and I do think it does end up shaping who she becomes later, but it fucking sucks. So anyway, here's another thing actually that before I skip over this in my notes is that she also claims to have been able to hear voices when she was younger, but her mom was like, don't tell anybody that.
Oh, like, don't tell anybody. They're going to
think you're crazy.
Yeah, crucify you.
Yeah. So again, another little seed planted in there.
Okay.
So when she graduated high school, she follows a friend to Lubbock, Texas, where her friend would attend college and she would work her way through a small business school while working at a grocery store. This ends up not working out, and she ends up back home. And once she's home, she reconnects with a boy from high school. And though she's not in love with him, they get married. She's like, I guess she was like, I'm not really in love with you. I don't really believe in love. And he was like, well, then what does it matter? Just marry me.
Just marry me. Oh my God,
and then she was like,
really?
All right, sure.
Okay. She was like, whatever. It's a guy. He's kind. Like, whatever. He wants to marry me.
And I think at this point,
take care of me, I guess.
Because I think everyone has just, like, no man has ever done, like, no man has done her mom right. No man has done her right.
So
I think she's
like,
just
whatever. Expectations, real.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So, but like, again, most men, oh, wait, sorry. So she's not in love with him. They get married. They have one son. And then he starts drinking and is the worst. And so she leaves him. But after she leaves him, she goes back to her mom's house and then discovers that she's pregnant with her second child. And because this is like, you know, the 60s or 70s, 60s, she goes back.
No.
Because she doesn't really have an option at that point. Well, quote, doesn't have an option because this is the 60s.
Well, and you know, you never know. Like, her mom was probably like, you need to go back. Like,
I actually think that her mom did say you have to go back.
Yeah, because I feel like that's just the way things were.
Yeah. And so he also has a good job. He works at Shell. They're able to buy a house. She starts an in-home daycare business.
Like the gas station?
Not like an upper level Shell.
Oh,
like a business executive of some sort. So she starts an in-home daycare business and stashes away her earnings. So she like finally can have a little nest egg when she does take the plunge.
Okay.
And finally leaves him when she finds him cheating and decides to throw everything that she has into like making it as like a single woman. She's like, you know what? Fuck you.
This.
I don't need you anymore.
Fuck all of the, yeah.
So she ends up landing a job selling cable. And it was commission only. So no one else wanted it. So that's why she got it.
Yeah.
And she works at it for a couple weeks, earns nothing.
Yeah, that's what's commission only.
And then she claims that she went back and learned everything she could about cable TV and was able to increase her sales exponentially and becomes the best seller at the company, which I'm like, you didn't go learn.
What is there to learn about
cable TV? You just probably took a sales course.
Right. I learned all the ins and
also,
outs.
she went to like business school. Even if she didn't graduate, she at least took a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
So allegedly, this is where she earns the nickname Zebra. And it was either because, and I don't know which one, there's two stories I found. One was that her ex-mother-in-law had convinced her to dye her blonde hair black. And then after she left her husband, she was growing it out. So her roots were blonde and the rest of her hair was black. So they called her Zebra, which also, she's not that blonde.
No.
So I don't know about that. The other was that she wore a lot of black and white clothing, and like she dresses very like. So I'm like, I kind of think it's about. She's pretty eclectic.
Okay.
So I do think it was probably
more probable. If I see someone's hair grown out, I'm not thinking, oh, zebra.
But also, I kind of feel like they were making fun of her, and she probably heard and was like, "I'm gonna fucking own that. I'm changing my legal name
is now Zebra."
No, she was going by Zebra.
Like, drop the J.
She dropped the Judy. Was going by Zebra.
Oh, she really took that bull by the horns.
She really did. She fully embraced the zebra.
Okay. All right.
So,
Judy.
Then she, and this is again what she says, I don't think this is true at all. It's impossible. So she says she then develops a virus that starts attacking her white blood cells, and she's put on chemotherapy to help whatever degenerative virus that she has that's never named.
What, like AIDS?
Or cancer. But there's no records of her having AIDS or cancer. Wait for it.
Okay.
Okay,
Mel Gibson.
Some Mel Gibson bullshit right here. So this is where I think this. So you know, like how so many of these cult leaders will be like, I didn't know how to harness my psychic powers, so it was making me sick.
Okay.
I think this is kind of maybe where it started. Or she got some sympathy because she's a narcissist. and was like,
I love that shit.
Yeah, so I think that she was like, oh, I'm just going to play this up. And I don't know what the fuck. So then she's convinced by a coworker to go see a faith healer at like a revival tent.
Oh, wow. That's pretty progressive considering the times, but okay.
Isn't that like something that happens in like the 30s or 40s? Where they go and they like put their hand on you and you're like, oh, I'm healed. Oh. You know, like at a church where they're like singing and speaking in tongues.
No, I was thinking like Reiki.
Oh, no. This is like church, like the Lord. They like hit them in the head and they're like, the power press compels you. Power press compels you. So she goes there. And she claims that she was chosen by the preacher, and then she goes up there, and he puts his hand on her, and she's struck by lightning. That moment. The lightning goes through the tent, hits her once, then comes back, and hits her twice.
Oh, my God. Twice? And she's struck by lightning twice?
And then was healed.
Oh, God. Must be true.
Must be true. So... After this, she moves to Washington in the early 70s, and her new boss is like, you can't go by Zebra.
You know what?
I know that you've gone through a lot, Zebra. Yeah, you just come back from this mysterious illness, but you cannot go by Zebra.
Like, it's just not good.
So she starts going by Jay-Z for Judy Zebra.
Judy Zebra. She was Jay-Z-in before Jay-Z was Jay-Z-in.
Exactly.
I know everybody's thinking that. I had to vocalize it. The second you said Jay-Z, I was like, oh.
And I'm only referring to her as Jay-Z. So I don't know if anyone's been listening this whole time. Like, whoa.
I hope so. I hope they didn't start in the middle.
Oh, man, Mr. Knowles, I'm sorry. I'm not talking about you. Don't kill me. Don't give me pneumonia.
I know. Literally.
Literally.
It's so fucked up. I think, like, honestly, all of the things that I've ever thought to be true are not. I feel like there are so many people out there that are bad. And, like, it just keeps unfolding.
I can't wait for, like, for the case to go to court. Sorry, we're talking about Diddy shit.
We're talking about the Diddy.
If anyone is wondering. But I can't wait for it to go to court so that there's, like, actual evidence that, like, you can see and, like, be released.
Right.
And like testimony, I cannot
everybody
wait.
In Hollywood is
because
like
they put it all on lockdown, so nothing has been released, and I was really loving all the shit
just coming through. But it's because they don't want to tamper. Help me understand what juror is going to be able to go in there without a predisposition like thought.
Who's
gonna go in without bias
in New York too.
Good luck.
Or is it? Yeah, it is in New York.
Who knows? I don't
know. Maybe like old white people.
Okay, that's also going to go against them.
Yeah. There's no So, okay.
Okay, sorry.
Back. My mind went somewhere, and I will revisit this later. But so Judy's finding success in Washington, and she's got a new husband. And he's a dentist. They're chilling in 1977 when they hear about this new to them concept called pyramid power. And pyramid power was a belief that pyramid shapes held great power. They could preserve foods, sharpen razor blades, improve health, and raise consciousness.
Okay.
So, like, I think about it whenever I see, whenever you go to, like, a crystal shop, they always have, like, a pyramid crystal. I think that's where that comes from. There's like power.
I went immediately to like the random things on the back of a dollar.
Oh, the like Illuminati
the on the top
the
of the
all-seeing eye.
Yes.
Yeah, like a little like Bill Cipher-y situation. So, okay, I do want to point out that in 2005, there was an episode of Mythbusters where they test the food preservation and the dueling of razor blades like in a pyramid, and that myth was busted.
Yeah, thank you.
There was no difference between the control and the object inside the pyramid, and they are clearly the authority when it comes to busting myths.
Mythbusters or
die. Mythbusters or bust.
Mythbusters or bust. Okay,
so,
it's the all truth speaking.
Yeah, they are. all-knowing entities.
All-knowing entities.
So in 1977,
Channel 7.
Mythbusters didn't exist yet. But Jay-Z alleges that she and her husband were up all night making pyramids out of construction paper, and she was being silly and placed one over her head, and she has this vision. And it was of a 7-foot-tall, copper-skinned being in purple robes who just appears in her kitchen, and he says, "I am Ramtha, the enlightened one. I have come to help you over this ditch."
Okay.
And Ramtha said that he was from he hailed from Lemuria 35,000 years ago before he migrated to Atlantis, conquered 2/3 of the world, and after being wounded in an epic battle, he meditated on a rock for 7 years before ascending.
This is very specific. Do you think that she was dabbling in
hallucinogenic?
Yes. I'm like, was she shrooming before shrooming?
Who? Okay. Yes, 1,000%. I was thinking coke. Because I was like, why are you just making shit tons of, like, it seems to me to be like making a shit ton of pyramids. You're just like energized or like, I don't know enough about drugs.
I was going to say, I don't know about coke. I thought coke just made you like hyper.
A hyper? I don't know. I think that you wouldn't be able, if you were on a hallucinogenic, would you be able to make that many construction paper pyramids? Let's test. No,
let's just kidding.
So Lemuria, or Mu, as it's called. There was a theory proposed by a zoologist in 1864 to explain why lemur fossils, like lemur, thus Lemuria, lemur, like King Julian from Madagascar.
Oh, yeah.
So they were found.
A lot of animal references between zebras and lemurs.
This is just a fucking the animal episode. So this was a theory presented in 1864 to explain why lemur fossils were found in Madagascar and not in the African subcontinent. And the theory was that Lemuria, or Mu, was a land bridge between Madagascar and Africa, and that it was a technologically evolved utopia before sinking into the ocean. This was before they knew about plate tectonics.
Okay.
But the theory gained popularity along with Atlantis, about like in mystic circles in Atlantis. For those who, I don't know, have never heard about it, or it's not just a resort in the Bahamas.
Right.
It's a fictional island created by Plato about a highly evolved utopia that was lost into the ocean. Both of these places have been incorporated into New Age thinking and also were picked up by Madame Helena Blavatsky, who we will talk about later in the season. I've already said that like 10 times.
I was going to say, I know the name.
So they're often used in ancient astronaut lore, which is like Ancient Aliens.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever seen that show, Ancient Aliens, with that guy?
No.
Ancient Aliens is like, aliens were here long ago and they've been helping to shape mankind.
Oh
my God.
I do believe they were here long ago. I don't know what they wanted as far as like being involved with us, but you don't think they were here long ago?
I don't know.
You believe in aliens?
I believe that there's some sort of like, there's no way that there's not other intelligent life.
Right.
I don't know that. I don't believe they were on Earth.
But no. Oh, no, but I think that they were like around far longer than humans.
Oh, yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
But not like, I don't think there were ancient aliens. But I am a Scully by, I don't know.
Does that make me a Mulder?
Actually, yeah, you might be.
Maybe. I don't know. I have to watch it back. I don't want to disrespect the Mulder, though.
No, so back in the day, Kendra used to be, I feel like, the Scully, and I used to be the Mulder, and I feel like maybe something flipped. And now I am definitely a Scully, and she is definitely a Mulder.
Oh, my God. You know what? Don't twist my arm into watching shit back. I grew up on that shit.
I watch it regularly.
Still.
And actually, they have a really good Christmas episode where it's like they're in a ghost house and there's a like old couple. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to link to it because it's like literally my favorite thing to watch at Christmas. So anyway, moving on from all that. So she comes out of her trance where Ramtha is like, hey, I'm from Lemuria and Atlantis, and I'm this huge being who knows everything. And she comes out of her trance, and she tells her husband, and he's like, I believe you 100%. Immediately believes her.
Okay, so they were on the same shit.
They were on the same shit.
They were on the same trip.
For sure.
Okay.
So after she does this, after she starts talking about it, she starts channeling Ramtha like all of the time.
Okay.
And people just can't get enough. She's channeling Ramtha.
Okay.
And she's exhausted. And so Ramtha is like a good way to cut down on all of these requests to channel me is to start charging. Because then, you know, that'll be a paywall. People aren't going to want to do that.
Yeah, people aren't going to want to do it.
So she starts charging $100 for a dialogue, that's in quotes, a dialogue with Ramtha. And it actually makes her more in demand. So back then, that's $420 today.
That is a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
For an hour.
Yeah. No, I don't even think it's for an hour. I think it's like she channels him a little bit and you're like, bye.
Shit, okay. All right,
I mean,
Jay-Z.
Way to hustle.
Yeah.
So she catches the attention of celebrities like Richard Chamberlain, who was like, I guess, really famous. He was on MASH. She also catches the attention of my favorite wackadoodle actress, Shirley MacLaine.
Nope.
She was the one who started following Bikram and then bolstered him up.
Oh my God. Okay. Yep.
She was also last season. She was, last season? Maybe it was the second season.
I just need to see her face.
I think she was on the second season of Only Murders because we just rewatched all of Only Murders in the Building because Faye's like obsessed.
Wait, is she one of the old ladies?
Yeah, no, she's the one that was the artist of the painting.
Okay, hold on.
Shirley MacLaine. She's Warren Beatty's sister. Anyway. So, and also just a wonderful actress.
Yes, I totally know who she is. Yes. Oh my God. Okay.
So she catches the eye of Shirley MacLaine, who is just like, I feel like she has such an open mind and soul and heart for things that she just accepts things. Like, I don't think, because she's just such an artist, I don't think that she is ever nefarious in like her beliefs. But she's very susceptible because she's
like, in tune. If that seems to
and
be
so I feel like she just dabbles hard. So anyway, in a memoir, I guess MacLaine called her relationship with Ramtha, quote, deep. Called her relationship with Ramtha deep, seeming to speak to another time and place.
Oh wow!
I think that she believed that in a past life, she was Ramtha's sibling.
Okay.
Yeah. So she becomes so in demand that she's able to buy a sprawling chateau in Yelm, Washington, which is right outside Olympia, and starts breeding Arabian horses and starts driving the cult leader car du jour,
Rolls
Royce.
I knew that shit was coming.
If you start driving a Rolls Royce, do you know how fast I'm going to be like, excuse me?
You're a cult leader.
Okay.
Sir, ma'am.
So fucking stupid.
You are a cult leader.
And this success is not at odds with her teaching because she's not teaching like giving up all items, whatever.
Right.
She's like, I didn't even ask for this. It was Ramtha who was like, give me money.
Yeah.
So this is when she decides to get into the Arabian horse market now that she has a sprawling chateau. And she hires a 22-year-old Jeff Knight and invites him to a Ramtha meeting. And he's weirded out at first. He's like, what the fuck is this? But he's a little bit lost. He's looking for direction. He's kind of like struggling with his sexuality at the moment.
He is a predator's perfect prey.
Well, and she's like 40 something at this point, and he's 22, good looking.
She's 40 with a fucking chateau with Arabian horses and some gift, and she ball and shot Colin.
She is. And so she hires him, and then after a certain time, Jay-Z is like, I'm in love with you, and we're soulmates. And he was like, I don't know. I kind of think I like dudes. And so this is, this is the 80s. So she's 40 something. This is the 80s. He's still struggling with it to come out because I don't think he felt comfortable. It wasn't like, and I think there was a lot of like internalized shame around
which
sexuality.
Makes me so sad. I feel like for people, side fucking note, big one. I feel like it's so, like, although it does come with a lot of struggles still to this day, I think that we are now in, like, the best time to come out and, like, be gay and for people to accept, you know, in certain areas, right? We live in San Diego.
We live in California.
Yeah, we're, you know, but, you know, I feel like back then, even in California, it was just not really that welcomed or accepted.
Yeah. So I feel like he was definitely like had an inkling, but he was like, okay, maybe this is my opportunity to like
figure it out.
Yeah,
maybe
figure it out. Maybe
run and see.
And so
what
he's
happens.
starting to like believe what Ramtha says. So then Ramtha is like, oh, by the way, you and Judy, you guys are soulmates. And he's like, oh, okay, I guess I don't really love dudes that much.
And Ramtha is speaking through Judy.
Yes.
And Judy is being what is it called? Like when you like self-satisfying. Like she's just like, she's
doing
what
she wants.
Yeah. So I'm going to be like, oh, it's Ramtha's word. But
Ramtha says we should get married. So he's like, okay. Meanwhile, Judy's still married.
I'm going to take that shit home and be like, love.
She's still married to that dentist who believed her when she came out of the vision and was like, guess what I saw? And he was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, let's roll with it.
And she's like, I'm sorry. I met a younger, much hotter guy. Might be gay, but I really have the hots for him.
I really have the hots for him. And Ramtha says.
And this guy was all into Ramtha too. So he was just like, yeah, sure.
Okay, here we go.
So she divorces her husband, marries Jeff. She blows up. Celebrity clients, books, video cassettes, tours. She's also selling her Arabian horses to followers, claiming that the horses were Ramtha's, like, in a previous horse life. Things Ramtha. Or they were their horse in a past life and they're being returned back to them. But she was charging them $250,000, which is $1 million today.
I was just gonna say horses are so expensive, and I've heard of them being $250,000 today. I didn't realize. I've never.
I'm sure today maybe they are. She was just like, she was using her position of power to be like, yo, this is a special horse.
This is $1 million horse, basically. Yeah.
Ramtha said, buy this.
Yeah.
So she becomes so popular that in 1985, she is invited to channel Ramtha on the Merv Griffin show. And this shit is wild. And I'm going to pause the recording.
Okay.
I'm going to pause this so that you can watch it. And then I'm going to insert the audio back in.
Okay.
You are well this day in your time?
Yes, thank you. Sit down here.
This is that which is called television.
Mm-hmm. The tube.
To capture a moment forever.
You were a little tough to wake up today. Were you sleeping when we got to you?
Wake up?
Were you sleeping?
What is slumber, entity? I am never in slumber.
Awake at all times.
At all times.
Where are you when you're not here?
Would you like to see?
No.
Why would you not want to see?
Well, it might not be the kind of place I want to hang out in. I'm very happy here. My little studio, my little couch.
It is a wondrous place here, entity.
And you're my first 35,000-year-old guest.
To that which is called I, entity B, an enigma. And what is 35,000 years old?
Our anthropologists today tell us that 35 years ago, people didn't have brains like they have today. They had little small, to the evolution of man, the brain has evolved. So it is great to know that somebody 35,000 years ago had such good command of the language.
Master, even before my time they did so. To that which is termed, is it why indeed your scientists, is their term?
Mm-hmm.
They have not found the great civilizations yet.
Your home was Atlantis?
That was a place that which I lived, but I was a pilgrim from a land called Mu.
The voice is very racist.
It literally, I am never in slumber. Like,
and also she's constantly calling Merv Griffin an entity.
Is that what she's?
She's saying entity.
Oh, okay.
Fucking wild.
It's like the weirdest shit, and it was like, it seems so performative that I'm like surprised that anybody was like, yeah.
You know what it reminds me of is Coneheads. Like, that's the vibe it gives me. It's like,
my God.
It's like a bit or like a character from SNL. It doesn't feel like it feels like a bit that Merv Griffin is doing.
Right.
Like, not that like she's doing a bit. It's like he's like, hey, wouldn't it be funny
if you like were able to?
Yeah.
Literally, I can't wrap my head around the fact that people took that. And we're like, real, like thought it was.
But she talks like normal. She like talks like you and me, and then she becomes.
And then she like does this whole like.
Yeah, a wake up thing.
And then her hands behind her back.
Her hands behind her back. The bowing. The like, hand
kissing.
Yeah, the accent. Even the way that she like with her teeth. Yeah. I don't know. The whole thing feels very racist to me. It's not and yuck, and also very manipulative. Also, but anyways, so this clip though ends up coming off as a little bit more charming because later he's like, this is ridiculous, but she will play into it, and like as the audience laughs, she'll laugh too, and then she'll razz Merv Griffin a little bit, and so like it comes off as more charming than that one clip.
Okay.
So, but she comes like people were like, oh, this is interesting.
Yeah.
This feels real to me because it didn't seem, because also
there
what she ends up
of a
saying
connection because she was able to laugh with them.
Yeah. And then she also was like, he was like, what do you say about like the apocalypse or the end of the world? And she's like, it's not going to happen like in the way that you think. But she's like, all that I'm here to say is that you're looking outside for God, what you call God, but where it is inside of you. So rather than look outward, you need to look in.
Okay.
So that's the message.
Yeah.
Which is like, cool. Okay.
All right.
Fine.
That's not a bad message.
No. It's really not.
Yeah, it's a it's a great message. I feel like everybody should look within.
Yeah. So it's really not that bad. So after she goes on, like after her appearance on Merv Griffin, she gets a lot of attention from people that were like, what the actual fuck? And there's an expose done about her horses being sold under false pretenses.
Yes!
And the horse business goes under. Jay-Z and Jeff Knight separate because, and so then they're both having affairs, to be fair. But
to be fair, I don't think he wanted her to begin with.
No, he did not.
So here we are.
So he was devastated because he loses not only this horse business, because he's a horse guy, I guess.
That's how he came into this joint.
But Jay-Z is now in a relationship with a 19-year-old, which is like, I don't know, very weird and gross to me.
Okay, that's a little...
Because it's a teenager. But so he's like still trying to figure things out. But also like he's losing, with their separation, he's going to lose his connection to Ramtha, like access to Ramtha. And so she starts withholding Ramtha from him so that he will settle. So he takes a divorce settlement of $150,000.
Oh, wow.
And he's still a very devout follower. He's like, I'll take less, but I'm going to keep following. So Jeff contracts HIV and is told by Ramtha not to pursue traditional medical treatment because Ramtha can heal him.
Okay, Belle.
So when the horse business shutters, like their horse ranch, they convert the ranch into a retreat center called the Ramtha School of Enlightenment, where people could come take lectures and meet other followers. And it was like $1,000 for a private session with Ramtha, which is about $3,500 today. Mm-hmm. And the weird shit that people said that happened there was that they would do breath work to the point of hyperventilation.
Okay.
They were very big on doomsday prepping.
Oh, jeez.
They would do this thing where they would like go into a horse paddock. They would blindfold everybody and they would just run full force at each other.
That's fucking wild. Okay.
To injury.
For what other reason than to injure? What would, like, what?
To help develop their like psychic abilities. So like to use your other senses in order to not be
so
hit.
Reliant on sight?
Not reliant on sight.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
Did
it's
they
dumb.
give helmets? Like,
No!
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody, like, you knew you were going in to do something like that. Putting on a blindfold and running full force towards people. Like, come on.
There's the document later, and I think it'll help explain. But so there's also intention scavenger hunts. They would drink lychee water, which at first I thought I heard.
Lychee?
That's actually what I thought at
Yeah.
first, and I was like, "Wow, that's racist. People think that's weird." No, it is lye. Like
lye.
Lye.
Like, isn't that?
It's like a like what you put on dead bodies.
Yes.
Yeah, and Dead Sea water. They would drink a concoction of that.
Like salty,
poisoning
salty
themselves.
fucking water. Okay.
So yeah, I definitely thought someone was mispronouncing.
Yeah, I was like,
and I was like, what the fuck? I was
Yeah.
like, what's wrong with that? No, it was like literal lye. And sea water, like
and
ocean water.
Like salt water with lye.
Salt water with lye. They also did this thing. It was called the tank, which was like I think it was like in a horse arena, but they would like make a maze and there would be no food or water would be withheld for them for like days. And then in the middle, if they could make their way through the maze and there was all these like weird tunnels and like things they had to get through, then they could there's food and water in a room in the middle, which is like giving off Saw vibes.
Seriously.
Like,
because
she is a fucking jigsaw-ass situation.
Right. Oh my God, I just saw something that was like, had a reference to Saw the other day. And it was like a commercial. They're like, he wants us to cut our legs off or whatever, cut our feet off. But it was like a parody on it. I had to find it. But it's so funny that it's like brought up in the same, like, because you go years without thinking about it. But what about the people that didn't make it to the middle?
I guess they just didn't
die. They died.
No, I don't think anyone had died.
They failed
directly from this. But there's also this thing called a blue body dance. There was a lot of like dancing, like a lot of like rave situations.
Okay.
So there's this thing called the blue body dance where you would draw a web, like on the areas of illness or like where you're injured. And then Jay-Z as Ramtha would choreograph a dance and then you would just like dance it out. And it was supposed to cure cancer, cure HIV, cure all of the things.
Oh, wow.
But also like what kind of choreo?
I'm like, is it lyrical?
Is it lyrical?
Hip hop? Was she crumping?
Was she crumping?
Twerking? What was she doing? Was she twerk? I want to know. I have so many questions. Was she river dancing on that motherfucker?
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
No. That fucking forceful stomp.
She's doing that like, she's doing the bye-bye-bye dance.
She's stomping the yard?
She's stomping the yard.
Well, I mean, there's so many possibilities.
There's so many possibilities. I bet you it's like...
Capoeira, maybe? I don't know.
Capoeira?
Yeah.
I love it. So... all of that, right? on top. So there's all these fucking weird ass things that they're doing, which is like weird and sadistic, but whatever floats your boat.
Mm-hmm.
There's this document. There's this document written by this guy, Joe Zimhart. And I don't know if this is like his words or if it's like her, like if it's his own words or if it's like her dictating to him. I don't know. So basically in the document, it's like visualize a world in which there has been an invasion by reptilian lords controlled by Jehovah. Global warming happens, economic collapse, gray men, aka bankers and millionaires. And honestly, I hate this. But the more I read from them, I think that they're referring to Jewish people as gray.
Damn!
Which is like
I hate
weird
that.
and gross and racist.
Yeah.
But they're working with Jehovah to I don't know, ruin the world or whatever. So the people who follow Ramtha live in copper-lined hovels with stored gold among other masters who are armed with guns and psychic powers to fend off hordes of Asian marauders.
Hordes.
And this is a quote. The quote, these Orientals are no match for the blast of psychic energy that emulate from your palms.
Not related at all. But Aldrich used to work, well, we both used to work at an insurance company. And Aldrich's desk partner, his wife, who I absolutely, Kevin Webb Jones, you know, but she's from like this small town in Grants Pass, Oregon. And she, in college, I guess they went to this college in Santa Barbara. It was like a Christian college. And she said something, and she was like, "Are you an Oriental?" Or like, just like, because she'd never seen and didn't know that it was racist.
Yeah.
She, you know, she's our age, so like she's come, you know, she's been more exposed to the world, and she's come around. But it just goes to show, like, little small town, that was normal. And she literally called, like, there was like an Asian man in their like dorm or whatever, and she's like, "Are you an Oriental?" so we still laugh about it because obviously Aldrich and I, you know, like, she's amongst many an Asian. I
can't even imagine well, obviously, but I feel like I grew up with not enough Asian people around me, and I am from here. Yeah, I know. Could you imagine growing up in Grants Pass, Oregon?
No. I feel like it would be like, I told you this is like a whole, what is it called again when you... Tangent, thank you. I always kept saying trail in my head.
Mind trail?
A mind trail?
A mind trail?
A mind trail off. When we went to, where was it? It was Bend, Oregon.
Oh.
Aldrich got stopped. And J-Mo, "What are you?" This old white lady. What does your shirt say? Because Aldrich had a shirt that said Lumpia and... Remember,
I remember that shirt. Yeah.
Ponset, and what do those mean? What are you? And I'm over here thinking, oh, no, that couldn't have been what she meant. And Aldrich is like, that is absolutely what she meant.
She's never seen a Filipino person in her life.
Wild to me.
That is wild.
I know. Okay.
All right.
Back to it. Sorry.
That Oriental.
Yeah. Triggered. Too many stories that have to do with Oriental.
When I was younger, I remember I was dating a white boy, but I remember, I think my grandma was like, "Why don't you find a nice Oriental boy?" Mind you, she's fully Korean.
Yeah, your grandma's
She's fully Korean. And she said, "Why can't you find a just nice Oriental boy?" And I remember being like, "Oh my God, you can't say that."
Honestly, you know the book Oriental Trading, like where you can buy things? What is that from?
What do you mean?
Where does it derive from?
It's basically white people that like are buying stuff from China and like
so it's
selling
literally
it over
that.
Here. Yeah, it's like Temu before Temu.
Oh, Temu. I wonder what Temu stands for. It's too good. And then what else was it? Did you remember the ramen?
What ramen?
Maruchan.
Yeah, what about Maruchan?
Beef, chicken, Oriental.
It was original.
Oriental.
It was original.
Bible, it was Oriental. Bitch. I don't know where my phone went.
Wouldn't that just be miso? Okay, maybe.
Okay, I think it's Oriental.
Let's see. Hold on. Maruchan flavors.
Oh, God. Is this number 2 in my life ever that I'm
Oriental.
Oh! Yes.
So, wait.
It's blue, right?
Yeah,
the package is blue.
But wait, no, but it also says soy sauce flavor. What the
It's Oriental.
I always thought it was original.
No. Bless your heart.
Oh, look it. On Reddit, why is no one talking about how Maruchan ramen changed Oriental flavor to soy sauce flavor? Oh my God.
It's a whole thing. My favorite flavor, though,
Oriental.
for the record.
Wait, it's your favorite flavor?
It was. Now it's beef. The red one.
Absolutely not. Always
What
chicken.
do you do, chicken? The orange one?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, 1,000.
That's the last one I go for.
No, it's the best. And honestly, if I have regular ramen, like a nice high quality ramen, I still wish it was Maruchan.
You're like, this could be better if it was Maruchan.
If it had that little, it's the broth.
It is.
It's that MSG broth I love so much.
You're
I'm like, ooh, this doesn't have enough MSG in it.
This is cool and all, but if it had a little sprinkle of that Maruchan Oriental flavor.
You know what I should start doing? If I were to bring my own Maruchan flavor bouillon packet.
The little packet that
Every
comes
time
in
I
it.
go to like a nice high quality ramen
Oh my god,
spot.
the disrespect. The chef would come out and just literally kick you.
You know
right
what's
the fuck
also
out.
fucked up is that I often don't like ramen places because the texture of the noodles is not like a Maruchan.
Okay, because we grew up on the Maruchan.
Yeah, so it's like too thick for me, and so that's my beef with like Nissin is that their noodles are like a little bit flatter, and I don't like that.
Unpopular opinion, perhaps. Maybe it's not. I don't love ramen. Like real ramen. Like the good ramen.
Oh yeah. You like bag of noodle only.
I like basic bullshit.
Same.
Broke down.
I did
busted,
have really good ramen in
25
Japan,
cent.
but again, those noodles, I feel like
They're
those noodles
so filling.
were just straight out of a Maruchan packet.
Yeah. The ones that I have, like when there's this place called Mick Ramen. I think.
That's supposed to be like the best ramen.
We just went the other night,
and it was.
I mean, I don't think I'm the right person to be giving. I don't really.
Lainey would be the right person.
Oh yeah, Lainey is the one. I've never met a ramen outside of Maruchan.
Yeah.
How do you say that? Is that how you say
Maruchan,
it? Did I feel like?
right?
Did
I think you added a little
did I put
spice.
the oh
Yeah.
no, okay, a little Maruchan or bust.
I agree.
Maruchan for life.
Yeah. I mean,
Oriental flavored Maruchan.
I feel like you're saving money,
Okay.
right?
Is this still like 25 cents a pack? Not even.
Now it's like 50 cents a pack.
Oof,
But
inflation.
like, I'm sorry. I'm not going to spend $18.95 for something that I could do better for 50 cents at home.
No mammer.
You know what I'll do?
No mammer.
I'll just add an egg in there. I'll add some Kewpie mayo.
You know what I do?
Some veggies.
Fuck with? Shin ramen.
What's that?
The spicy one.
Oh, no. Like the bulldog?
No.
I don't like that
Too
one.
creamy.
Oh, that one's too spicy for me.
What? Shin. Like, is
Oh.
it SHIN?
Yeah.
Or am I thinking Shein?
No,
I'm
it is
addicted
Shin.
to. Okay. Shin ramen. Not the one that's in the bowl.
Okay.
The one that's in those individual packets.
But aren't you supposed to, isn't that more of a dry noodle?
I don't know the difference between a noodle. What do you mean?
Well, they're you know how some ramen, it's not really, it's like a dry ramen noodle where it's supposed to be like a saucy noodle, not a soup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like it when it's too thick.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's so watery that I'll throw an egg in it because I want to get fancy.
I always throw an egg in it.
But I don't let the egg sit. I
Yeah, you mix it in.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
You mix an egg in, and then whatever leftovers. Like if you have steak leftovers, ooh.
Bitch, I didn't even think about that.
That is literally my favorite.
But also, steak in my ramen is an obstacle. I think that's why I don't like real ramen. 1, noodles are too thick. 2, I have to break things down and eat. I like pho over ramen every day.
Oh, I do love a pho. You know, I think my healthy mindset loves pho more. I would spend $18.95 on a dope ass pho, but not a ramen.
Yes, I will. And you know what?
But I think also because mentally I'm like, ooh, I'm getting healthier eating this pho where there's
ooh,
almost no difference.
Give me these what are they roots?
Like the cellophane noodles.
What are those root things?
The bean sprouts
or whatever.
Bean sprouts. Oh, fuck yeah, they're
Give me
so
that
good.
crunch.
Give me that lime.
Give me that crunch. Give me that lime. Throw a little of the sriracha, and then the oyster sauce or plum sauce. I don't know. I think they're different.
They are different. I like oyster sauce though.
Is it oyster sauce that I like?
I think so. I've seen both in the thing, and then you just whatever.
Oh my god! And if you mix them together to get the right one, and then you just your soup perfection.
It was so cold recently. I was like, oh, what I'd give for pho right now.
We should go get pho. We've never gotten pho.
Oh yeah.
Do you put mint in your pho?
Yeah, I do. Oh, you mean the basil? I do basil.
Or basil.
Yeah. I just
do mint too. No, it's mint.
No, I always do basil. And just
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You just rip it into little confetti.
Yeah. I do buckets of cilantro.
I would do that.
Yes.
I do love cilantro. Oh, wait. It's almost your dinner time. Okay. We should keep going.
This is like the most mega tangent. We apologize.
Maybe we cut it and then we like... it's a whole bonus episode.
You literally have to do surgery on this fucking episode. It's going to be a chop shop
Did
situation.
we just probably spend 10 minutes on that?
I do think so.
Okay.
All because Oriental. One word.
So, okay, yeah. So these Orientals... And I'm saying that as an Oriental.
Yeah.
Just so everyone knows who's not seen us.
Everybody knows.
Yeah, I'm sure no one has seen us. We are Orientals.
Yes, we are Orientals. We're back.
So she claims, so Ramtha claims that the Chinese have been hiding in Mexico since 1987, invade the U.S., and then it says, you will fix the world and leave your body like when you wish, and this is only if you attend these classes in Yelm, which includes like the pagan dancing, the wearing a mask of your totem animal, which is like a very culturally appropriate thing. Mm-hmm. There's this thing that they do where you take a stone and you're trying to get it to connect into your brain, but like physically. So you're just
bashing your head.
Bashing your head with a stone.
Okay, 10 out of 10, do not recommend.
Do not recommend. So this is a direct quote from this article, and it says, despite all criticism and doubt, you persisted through several years of training under Ramtha's tutelage in the difficult C&E classes given exclusively in Yelm, Washington at Jay-Z's ranch. As a paying member of the Ramtha School of Enlightenment, you penetrated the depths of yourself through pagan dancing to loud music while wearing a mask of your totem animal. The revelations about C&E, how blowing affects the brain and the powers of consciousness seem bizarre at first. Later, it made sense as these powers began to appear as psychic intuitions that came true for you. Soon you believed levitating yourself as well as stones weighing many tons would be in your power, as Ramtha promised it. You wandered blindfold, stumbling through the field, searching for an entry to a maze of canvas walls called the Tank, where you once victoriously found the hidden tunnel at the center of, after many hours of frustration, jammed among thousands of others blindfolded. Some masters crying, some screaming, some even defecating.
Oh.
You crawled down through the tube and came out somewhere to be led away by helping hands before you could remove your blindfold. You conquered fear when at Ramtha's command, you dared to run full tilt towards 500 others running towards you, all blindfolded. Many shouting war cries, your black eye, cracked jaw, and twisted ankle were well worth the experience. Your powers increased as you took copper and other mineral supplements despite bouts of fever, cramps, and other illnesses. So basically, they're like, it'll all be worth it in the end, even though you've almost died.
Even though you've run into other people with blindfolds.
Even though we've been poisoning you.
And bashed it against your head. We've poisoned you. We've done all these things.
It'll be worth it. Don't worry. And all this is going to come true in 2042. Which is like 100 years after Judy is born. So that means she won't be around when shit doesn't happen.
Right.
And she's not going to be like, well,
just
I don't know.
Believe it. I won't be here to see it.
Not my problem anymore.
That's a future you problem. It's not a me problem.
So in 1988, she releases A State of Mind, My Story, and it becomes a New York Times bestseller. And despite its success, there's a renewed scrutiny over the Ramtha School of Enlightenment being a cult. In 1992, Jeff Knight leaves the cult and initiates a lawsuit against Jay-Z. He said she was a fraud and prevented him from seeking modern treatment for HIV, which had progressed into AIDS. Aww. The court ruled in Jay-Z's favor, and he was about to appeal when he passed away.
Sucks.
And despite a very public discourse, somehow at the time, she still had followers like Michael Crichton and Salma Hayek, Michael Crichton, Jurassic Park.
Like the first one?
Like he wrote the books, Jurassic Park.
Oh.
He's like a very famous author.
Oh, sorry. I think the movie.
In our dad's era.
Okay. And Salma Hayek, you said?
Salma Hayek, yeah.
What the fuck?
So in 1997, Jay-Z sues a woman in Berlin named Julie Ravel for leaving her in spiritual limbo for 5 years while she claimed to also be channeling Ramtha. Jay-Z claimed that Ramtha was her intellectual property and was awarded a copyright as the sole channeler of Ramtha.
No, he's my fake thing.
And she was awarded $800 in psychic damages.
Oh, too much.
Psychic damages.
Psychic damages.
She also sues a woman for using her techniques in her own workshops, which, like, I don't know. Why are you charging so much if you don't want people to also spread the word? Which is actually very unlike most cults.
Right. They're like,
that
no,
we know.
Spread the
She's
word.
like,
Bring
me only.
In. Only me.
Me only. This is my fake thing. So so in 1999, Jay-Z received a letter from a 15-year-old girl who claimed that her dance teacher and his partner had coerced her into a sexual relationship. Oh. Jay-Z then brings the three of them to the retreat center, where she channels Ramtha, and Ramtha gets the couple to admit they were having a sexual relationship with a minor, and then she calls the police, and the couple are arrested and go to jail.
Okay, I kind of like that, though.
Wait, no, but then also, this isn't, she, like, makes a performance instead of just calling the police.
Well, I think she cornered them, no? That's what, when you said that.
It was in front of everybody. It was in front of thousands of people.
No, I thought you were saying that she, like, lured him. Or she lured the three of them.
She got all three of them
was
there.
Like, hey,
but in one of her dialogues full of thousands of people. So it was like a performance. Yeah. So that she could be like, look what good I did.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, check this out. I'm a do-gooder.
That poor 15-year-old is probably fucking traumatized. The trauma.
There was already trauma.
Yeah.
Now it's more trauma.
Now there's more trauma. Because now you have to rehash everything in front of like thousands of people.
So many people.
So in 2004, the documentary What the Bleep Do We Know came out. We talked about this before. It basically is a documentary that makes a connection between quantum physics and consciousness. Okay. But it was made by Ramtha followers. One of the co-directors was Mark Vicente, who later goes on... You gonna guess?
No, but didn't we already hear his name? I remember him. He's a... which episode was it?
Nixium. Burn it down, Sarah.
Burn the motherfucker down.
He was one of the co-directors.
Yes.
Of What the Bleep Do You Know. I saw it in the theater. My boyfriend in college at the time was a theoretical physics major. Uh-huh. So we went and saw it in the theater. It was like a really big deal. So it's bullshit though. So Jay-Z is in it, which I did not realize.
Oh my God. Do we watch it again?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
But she's credited as just Ramtha because it is Ramtha speaking through Jay-Z.
Oh,
this is never... And this is... So they played a clip in another podcast I listened to, and I do remember this because I remember being like, wait, what the fuck? So she tries to deduce or like kind of boil the connection down, whereas basically saying that like as a man, he doesn't like to get an erection, that comes from within, not the external. Mm-hmm. And so the mind can do anything that you want.
Oh, wow.
So she uses basically a boner to be like, hey, guess what? You can create your own reality.
Yeah.
But it's like kind of a muddling of actual like quantum physics.
Right.
So the idea is that you are God because you affect your reality. So therefore you can change your reality. Again, not a thing. Because it's too hard to go into. Anyway, movie was huge. Scientists were vocal in the criticism of the film. Mark Vicente, who was the co-director, we talked about him in the Nixium episode. But Keith Raniere had seen What the Bleep and was eager to get Mark under his thumb. And Mark even said that when he first met him, Raniere said that he like was joking with him and was like, yeah, we're going to have to deprogram you from all of that Ramtha stuff before you can come over here.
That is crazy.
I know. Isn't that fucked up?
You know what? It's so wild that all the worlds come together.
Often in this world,
it does. In this world of cults?
Yeah. It always does. It always relates back to each other.
Come together.
So with the internet, people were able to view past videos of Ramtha and see all these inconsistencies in her story, their story, and then tell stories about their time with Ramtha. And so the movie, like, it it did well, but it didn't do well for the Ramtha School of Enlightenment.
Right.
I mean, she still had people, but it wasn't the big success luring people in that they thought. So it's 2012, and Jay-Z is rich and making a name for herself. She donates $35,000 to Democratic nominees in the 2012 race. So, like, that's a big year. That's like Obama re-election year. That's like big year.
Okay.
So that year, a video resurfaces of one of her wine ceremonies, and it goes viral for her basically being a racist piece of shit. Oh, fuck. And the Ramtha School of Enlightenment teaches that wine grapes are not native to Earth, but were brought here by extraterrestrials. And so they have these wine ceremonies to celebrate the auspicious gift. So at the wine ceremony, students are required to drink whenever Ramtha does. So it's like a drinking game. But it's not a game. It's like it's a spiritual.
It's like a Watch What Happens live drink when you hear the word.
Yeah. But so, like, it's like a spiritual drinking game. I don't even know how to even wrap my head around it. Anyway, so they just get hammered. Get super wasted, and then they just listen to, like, Jay-Z as Ramtha, like, pop off on whatever she wants to pop off on. They also would, like, pass around a tobacco, like, pipe, which the thought of drinking that much wine and smoking that much tobacco makes me feel...
I'm already getting the spins.
I was like, it gives me the spins and makes me feel sick in a way that is, like, yuck.
Yeah.
So the video surfaces of Knight as Ramtha saying, quote, "Fuck God's chosen people," aka Jewish people. "I think they've earned enough cash to have paid their way out of the goddamn gas chambers by now."
Ew.
She also says that Mexicans, these are all quotes, Mexicans breed like rabbits and are poison.
She's disgusting.
That gay men were once Catholic priests, and that HIV is a punishment to eradicate gay people. Or like a cure to eradicate gay people. And then, I don't know, she talks about organic farmers, like, having bad BO.
Oh, well,
that seems like
I have bad BO.
I know. I'm like, I don't know why it's listed.
Why are you mad at the organic farmers?
So, like,
that's such a weird.
It's really funny because she lists all these horrible things, and that's always on the list.
Like, fuck a farmer and their BO.
Like, some people are like, you know what? As an organic farmer, I'm really offended
by her mom having to work on the farm when she was younger.
But they didn't have, like, Dove aerosol spray back in 1940.
That's why she smelled her mom's armpits or somebody else's. Maybe. And all she could, maybe that was like her thing.
She's triggered. So this video goes viral. Democratic Party candidates return their donations, which is humiliating for her. Yeah, they should.
They should.
So it's humiliating for her. And the video not only makes the rounds on the internet, but it also makes the rounds on cable news. So, like, it just doesn't end. So she sues the students that post the video and wins. So the video is somehow scrubbed from the internet. You can't find it.
You looked.
Internet is scrubbed. Yeah, it's gone. But damage is already done. So where does a kooky spiritualist who believes in a reptilian shadow government go when no one wants them?
YouTube. Just kidding. I don't know. The Box Canyon. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Box Canyon. QAnon.
No. I bet.
Yes. It makes sense.
Is she still living?
Yes, she's still alive.
Oh, help.
So after years of laying low, so she, like, goes underground after 2012. She's like, I'm going to lay low.
After she's donated money to the Democratic Party, she goes over to QAnon.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So she lays low. And then Ramtha reemerges in 2016 to congratulate a then President-elect Trump and says that the extraterrestrials were heralding his rise to power. I know.
He's like, I love this.
Ramtha even gives a press release to the Daily Beast claiming that the person behind Q, he could confirm, was a divine being. He's not. He's just like a regular ass dude who, like, there was the original dude and then he stopped and then another guy kept doing it. Stupid. Anyway, so they also start pushing the New World Order agenda, which Guru Jagat also was very into the New World Order. But the idea is that there is the secret cabal of elites who run the whole world. And many people think these elites are aliens, specifically reptilian shapeshifters. She's massaging her eyebrows because she can't even deal
Literally.
with reptilian shapeshifters.
It is fitting, I suppose, with the lines. I mean, where she is now amongst that. She's. I'm trying not to get killed.
I don't think she has the power to.
I don't want her and all of her.
She's
weirdness.
retired. So she still will hold. She's in like semi-retirement, but she'll still like hold events at her retreat. If you have had the COVID vaccine, though, you're not invited because
perfect.
You know how they are like, what is the vaccine shedding? But anyway, so she'll still do things. Ramtha will still give talks. And
Ramtha still shows up.
Yeah, Ramtha. She still channels Ramtha.
Ramtha strong.
Ramtha will talk about how he can conjure Mothman, and he'll have photographic proof. He'll like show proof. To which I say, look under me too. Look under your seat. Wait, seriously, look under your seat.
Wait,
I can
what?
conjure him too.
Is this what I think it is? Is it a backpack?
No! Look how cute he is, though!
Oh my god! We got Lil. She won't hear it because it's a Mothman backpack.
Shut your face.
Like this. It's plushy, but it's
Wait, but does
bigger.
it have those cute highlights in its eyes?
Oh, I don't know.
Are we going to have to add it?
It's very soft.
You know, I bought that for Faye,
The
but
Faye
I might
face.
keep it.
You should. Oh my god! Get her
There's a Santa one, and it's
a
cuter,
backpack.
but it's really
It's
expensive.
literally this with a zipper, and you can shove shit into Mothman.
Yeah, I need that for myself, not
It's
Faye.
like $19.99 on the Amazons.
Ooh!
Uh-huh.
So I bought Faye this like adorable, I think it's Squishable brand. I don't know what it's so fucking cute. It's the cutest Mothman you've ever seen in your life. But I did just conjure him, so I also
so it
too.
was real.
So yeah.
To which
Can you
she
imagine if
to
Ramtha
which she
is like
says, me too.
to which I say, me too.
Me too. I can do
I can
this.
conjure Mothman too.
Watch this. Hold my beer.
Hold my
my
rosé,
rosé.
my Cameron Diaz rosé, as I conjure Mothman
Exactly.
from the depths of underneath my couch.
Bam.
But the cutest fucking Mothman you ever did
super
see.
cute. It's super cute and it's V-soft.
Yeah. Also, as I was doing this research, the minute they were like, he was like, I can conjure Mothman. I was like, oh, can you?
Oh, is that right?
Is that the one thing you could do? Like, out of all of the things, I didn't get
You
her
weren't all
fuffles.
up and armed about not much else, but then when they brought up the Mothman, you were like,
oh, can you? You were nowhere near West
it.
Virginia.
prove it.
Prove it. Well, apparently he can. He has photographic evidence. I wonder if it's like a really bad Photoshop of Jay-Z night with like Ramtha and they're doing like a thumbs up. Uh-huh. We're dinner time. So this wrapping it up, since it's dinner time, she is 78. She's still doing her thing.
Wait, I need to see what she looks
She's
like.
in semi-retirement, putzing around. You can still go there unless you have your COVID vaccine, to which they say, we don't want you. And then also she said that when she dies, no one shall succeed her, and Ramtha will go with her because he's
She
a figment
will
of her
not
imagination.
Share the Ramtha. Like,
No.
it is the wild. I mean, I sort of get it. She's like, I put all this work into this bullshit.
He's mine.
He's mine.
He's
You
mine,
think you
7
have
foot
Ramtha?
tall.
Nope. He sat on my rock for 7 years. Like, literally. Like, I will not share this idea of the Ramtha.
Yeah, no. And that's it. That is Judy's Zebra Night.
Jay-Z.
And Ramtha.
And Ramtha.
And Ramtha. Together.
Together forever.
Together entity.
Forever.
Together forever.
Not to be shared with anybody else. Ramtha shall not live on.
No.
Ramtha shall
He
die
dies,
with
I
Jay-Z.
die.
Yeah.
Just like Harry Potter and Voldemort, they go together.
Yeah. Ramtha says. That's what this episode's going to be called.
Ramtha says.
Ramtha says.
Ramtha says, Mothman's my friend.
Yes. Ramtha said. Ramtha
says.
Did I just Ramtha
Oriental
say
flavor only.
Oriental flavor only.
Oh, wait, no. It would be more like Beware the Oriental flavor.
Beware.
When you doomsday prep, make sure there's no Oriental flavor
Beef
ramen.
and chicken only.
Beef and chicken only.
Don't get crazy.
Ew, he's like Nissan only. Get out of here. Mm-hmm. No Maruchan, no life.
Yeah,
Maruchan. No Maruchan, no life.
No life. No Maruchan, not living. Okay.
All right. Well, we have one more before the end of the year. We'll have one next week, and then after that, we're going to take a little bit of a break, and maybe I'll do like some more re-releases.
Maybe.
But yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for listening, guys. Yeah, we'll see you next week. Happy holidays. I hope you're enjoying your December.
Yes. I hope you're not spending all of your monies the way that I am.
Ooh, yeah.
And just enjoy.
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 All right. Bye.
Bye.